to this webinar from GiFTgive. We're here today to talk with our CEO, Jim Grady, about the whole big idea behind GiFTgive. Jim, we've got a new business here, and we're trying to inform our users and our friends out there about what we're doing. There's clearly a big idea behind GiFTgive. I wonder if you can just start by telling us what it's all about. Why did you start this company in the first place? What is it that GiFTgive's going to do?
The idea of GiFTgive is really twofold. One is that nonprofits want additional donations. They want to increase their donations, and the second part of it is they want additional donors. So we really have a two-pronged approach, which is to increase your donations and to increase your donors and broaden out your base. And that's really what GiFTgive is focused on.
So it's more donors and more donations. Is there something wrong with the way people have been doing it up to this point? Is there a new thing going on? What is changing in the world picture?
So the thing that's changing is there's really a sea change going on in the world today. A lot of people are aware of it and maybe haven't focused on it if you're in the nonprofit world. The first thing is that if you look at how technology has evolved, there's really three things happening. One is e-commerce is really taking over. We all know the growth of Amazon and Walmart.com and some of the other e-commerce sites that are out there. But the growth is about 16% per year, which compounded means it's growing very, very fast, much faster than the growth of the U.S. economy. So e-commerce is taking place, and the interesting thing to note is online donations as it relates to nonprofits is growing at about the same rate, about 16%. So that's a sea change that's going on in the nonprofit world. And the second thing is, and we all know about it, but it's interesting to focus on, is that mobile devices are really taking over. Cell phones, pads have now outstripped the sales of the personal computer. And that will not stop in the foreseeable future. The bandwidth is increasing online, and people are doing more and more and more on mobile devices. And the third thing that we all know about, but it is a big thing, is that if Facebook were a country, it'd be the third largest country in the world now. There's over 1 billion people on Facebook. Social has become the way we communicate. And so these things are all going on, which denote a sea change in the way nonprofits do their business. So what GiFTgive is all about is not an either or. You don't have to pick the older methods of raising money, increasing your donor base, and something new or something new. You can do both. And so an analogy is, if people, back in the day there were newspapers, and when magazines came along, people thought, well, that may put a dent in the newspaper business. And they thought when radio came along, because you could hear news instantaneously, that why in the world would you wait a day or wait a week for a magazine? You would automatically just turn on the radio. It was free, and that would put the newspapers and the magazines out of business. It didn't happen. So then when television came along, everybody thought for sure you can see it and you can hear it. That would definitely put both the magazines, newspapers, and the radio out of business. That also did not happen. And then finally, the big sea change with the internet, because you could read it, see it, and hear it. That would put everybody else out of business, and again, it has not happened. So the point of that is that when new things happen, when there's a sea change in a business, what you want to think about is how to learn from that sea change and how to use that to incorporate it into your current strategies that you're using. You don't have to disregard any things that are working for you, but just start entertaining and thinking about the new things that are coming, because the numbers are staggering in what's happening right now as it relates to e-commerce or social or the way people deal with mobile. So those are three things that are going on.
Thanks, Jim. So what you're saying is that keep doing what you're already doing, but be open to some new strategies and new ways of trying to grow your donations and your donor base, I think. I guess the question that arises is, if everybody agrees that donations and donors are what we want more of, and they all know, at least to some degree, what you're saying about the growth of e-commerce and mobile and some of these other elements, what's stopping them? Why haven't they already done it? And how is GiFTgive going to play into this? But why haven't nonprofits already rushed ahead to address these issues?
So we use a simple formula that the result people want is they want to increase their donations and they want to broaden out their base and get more donors. That's unassailable. Every nonprofit out there wants to do that. So the question you ask is, why haven't they done this? So people say, well, it's a lack of motivation, or what? It's not that. People are motivated. They want to do that. It's a matter of two things. One is the tool. You have to have the right tools to do this. GiFTgive is a very unique platform of how we go about allowing the nonprofit to grow their donations and their donor base at the same time. There's never been anything like GiFTgive. It's a totally unique product. The analogy is, if you want to go from Atlanta, Georgia to Los Angeles, California in 4 hours, you have to have a new tool. You have to have an airplane. So that's what this is. This is a unique technology. So the technology in and of itself will not get you there, though. You've got to have the methodologies, the way to use the tools, and that's what we're going to try to show you, is how to use these tools. We've incorporated the tools together, put them together, and now we're going to show you how to use those tools to not only increase your donations, give you a much better choice, give your donors a choice of how to donate to your organization, but also how to increase your donor base. So we're going to teach you the methodologies that you can use in today's world to do those things. So it's the tool times the methodology times the motivation, because when you see those things, you'll be motivated because the learning curve is low, it's simple, it's easy to use, and we've broken it out for you to actually go get the results you want, which are to increase your donations and grow your donor base.
So it sounds like the tools and the methodologies that GiFTgive is offering are serious answers for serious problems that should encourage nonprofits who are forward-thinking to tackle these fast-growing issues of how to connect with donors better in an e-commerce, mobile, social media connected world. I guess that the question is, if the motivation is what has to be added to this, do you think that the do you think that the nonprofits should have that motivation when they look at our tools here at GiFTgive? And I wonder if you can kind of touch on the usability side of that and give maybe us an example or a framework of what areas those tools and methodologies are going to come in.
Okay, there's really 5 parts to the tool that we've built. And the first is that you're going to be able to set up a wish list of the needs you have on GiFTgive. Right now, nonprofits really ask for cash. Give us cash, trust us with that cash, and we'll use it wisely to meet the needs. We give you, through the way we do it, by allowing you to post needs out there through Amazon, through GiFTgive to Amazon, allow you to set up the needs, and then people can come in and micro-donate against those needs. We allow you to put needs out there in a way that before now has not been possible. So you're basically using the needs you have, and if you think about it like a fishing boat, you're not fishing just with cash, you're fishing with all the needs you have. So your chances are much better of getting donors to engage you. So the choice you're giving donors is much, much better. The second part of that is you're going to tell a story. You're going to merchandise those needs in a way that allow you to use video and allow you to use pictures and audio and text to engage your donors at an emotional level in what you're trying to do. Thirdly, is you're going to be able to thank donors in a way that's as close to them actually being there when the need arrives. You're going to be able to thank them in a way that uses video that allows them to see the emotional connection that's made by them meeting a need. And an example that we use a lot, but is a powerful one, is that if a school asks for, a teacher asks for iPads, when the iPads arrive, they're going to video that and be able to send that directly back to the donors, showing them with the kids using the iPads. And then fourthly is we're going to give you a component that allows you to learn as you go. Most successful companies, most successful nonprofits today use analytics. And analytics allow you not just to measure the result, what actually happened. People gave us money, people met our needs, but the activities that took place well before that activity took place. So you can, before you actually met the needs, so you can see as you merchandise and as you market, as you put your needs out there, you can see which things work, which things people react to, what times of the year they react to certain things. Because people live seasonally. They live for events. The whole calendar is broken up that way. And retailers have used that for many, many years. And then the fifth thing that we do, and it's a little hard to understand up front, but what we're doing to allow you to get more donors is we call it the big idea, and that is all these components that you merchandise, all these needs, become a way for your donors to help you reach more donors. And that's through the use of social, that's the use of mobile, and we'll show you how that works. So that's what this is all about, is allowing you to increase your donations and to increase your donor base.
All right, let me see if I got that. If the first thing I do is use the GiFTgive platform to assemble a wish list of all the things that donors can give me, that jumps me ahead by giving my donors lots of more additional choices in how they interact with me. Then, if I will tell them a good story, I'm allowing them to personally connect with those individual needs. I'm also giving the donors tools, I think, to share their enthusiasm with others and extend the message through their friends. I think you said we're also thanking people on in a way that makes it sort of personal and immediate and a little bit more powerful than is typically expected today by donors. And we're also allowing the organizations to learn from the experience to continually get better by understanding in greater detail what their donor base likes and doesn't like, and playing to their strengths. And if I heard you correctly, the biggest element of all this, and a sort of a byproduct, is that we are using all of these tools allows the message to get extended out in ways to people that we would never know, and to folks who might become donors if they could find us, and we're now, through our needs, we're giving them a way to find us. Did I summarize that more or less correctly?
So I think that's right. The issue is there's only certain points in time where there's a sea change. There's a lot of change going on all the time. But when the internet really became kind of in the mainstream of life, and as a consumer tool, and taken out of the labs for the military and used in universities, and it became something that we all started using, that was a sea change. The world at that moment had changed. And so now, some years later, as it's really starting to manifest itself because of e-commerce, which equates to online donation, because they're tracking exactly the same in terms of percentage in the growth, which is tremendous growth. 16% is tremendous. And secondly, mobile. Mobile is just starting. It is an incredible transition we're going through. And thirdly is really this idea of social, how we get our information, how we learn about things. They say that when some earthquakes, recently an earthquake took place in the northeast of the United States, that 30 seconds before any of the alarms went off, people found out about the earthquake on Twitter. 30 seconds. So that means the speed of information is really fast, and it's shared by your friends to you. So these are major changes that are going on. So as a nonprofit, just like in the day when television came out, there were organizations that didn't understand it, didn't get it, didn't put a hook in the water, didn't start learning, and they got way behind on it. So what we try to do with GiFTgive is make it so that you can start learning. It doesn't cost you anything. As a matter of fact, some of your needs will be met. It'll actually make you money. And start learning, so that what we're trying to get people to understand is not the why to do it, even though we're going to explain the whys, but hopefully we'll get you to the point, get the nonprofits to the point where they say, why wouldn't we do this? We need to learn how this works. We need to get smarter about this. And we've designed it in such a way to make it simple, to make it informative, to make it something that is really almost fun to do, something you would enjoy doing and your staff would enjoy doing, or your volunteers would have fun doing. So that's really what we're doing, and this whole presentation that we're making here sets up some of the ways we're going to show you how to use the tools that hopefully will explain the tool, show you how to use them, and get you motivated to go, we need to try this and use this with our donors. Because you're giving donors a choice, and that's the main thing that they want. They're consumers. Give them a choice of how they interact with you and how they engage you.
This has been an overview effort to show you sort of the big picture and the concepts that are driving GiFTgive in the marketplace to help nonprofits. I want to invite you, those of you who've been watching this webinar, I want to invite you to check into our materials that are available through our website and through the help button at the bottom of our website. There's a great deal more information that will allow a nonprofit to very quickly and easily get up to speed and use these tools. We keep coming back to that equation that if we provide the tools and the methodology and we already share with you the idea of what goal we're working towards, we're pretty sure that you're going to bring the motivation to that equation. So thank you for joining us, and remember, we'll be doing this every week, so please check in again and again and help learn how to use this product with your friends, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.